When we came to Kellenberg in 1987, we did not come just as educators of the faith. What happened first? We established a community of brothers. And in establishing the community of brothers, it was due to that prayer and that vision of community that the school grew.
And the school is really an extension of our community life. And in that community life, we engage lay teachers who share in the mission, and they help to promote the work of building up the faith, building up the spirituality of the building, of the students. But the work has to really be an extension, really, of the community.
In our Marianist understanding of education, we say that the environment educates, that the most important things are caught, not taught.
The atmosphere educates. And I think as a result of that attempt to beautify the school and bring some life to the school with other things than just blackboards and chalk and books, the school has come alive. The gardens are rich, the courtyards are beautiful, but many times you'll have students that will stop and just enjoy the beauty. Enjoy the beauty of the koi fish that are in the ponds, the birds that come flying throughout the seasons, and we'll even have some ducks lay their eggs and continue their lifespan that way. So when you walk into the building, you know it's particularly different than any other school around.
One of the goals that we try to create with our faculty, our coaches, our students is that we create a holy family.
And a lot of families have dogs. We're very attentive and appreciative of God's creation. So we have 6 dogs in the community, and it brings a certain life to the school as well. So students see the dogs and they say, gee, this is like being at home. It's a welcoming environment.
One of the unique characteristics of Marianist education is that we teach by relationship.
The interaction in clubs and on teams and through retreats. I think it's through those friendships that they have lifelong friendships.
We learn to relate to our faith. We learn to develop our faith. Of course, Kellenberg is an attempt to develop the faith life of every person that comes into our building.
And welcome back to our final segment of the evening for our 2019 Day of Giving. It is so great to have you back with us on what has just been such an amazing day, an amazing show of really what Kellenberg is all about, the family atmosphere, the community aspect, and truly, as we said, just an amazing opportunity to give back to the school that we all know and love so much. And we are lucky enough to be joined for our final segment of the evening at this 8 o'clock hour by Brother Kenneth Hoagland, the principal of Kellenberg Memorial High School. Brother Kenneth, thanks so much for being here.
It's a great day. It's great to be here.
Now, Brother Kenneth, as Jordan mentioned, we've talked about a lot of things today, the atmosphere, the family environment that Kellenberg has fostered for its students, its alumni, for everyone who's involved with Kellenberg. So what have been some of the best moments of the past 32 years here at Kellenberg?
We've had a lot of best moments, and I look back on those early years. You saw on the video that Nick put together some of the early pictures of the school, but it was a very exciting time in 1987 when we came over and basically inherited a building that had a lot of potential. And the students were great. There was a lot of enthusiasm, and everything was new. We were like creating open house programs, the newspaper, the yearbook, and everything was a possibility. No one said this is the way we always have done it, because we haven't done it yet. So we had great opportunities, and there was a great spirit of enthusiasm. And to those early alumni, we're really grateful. They were pioneers, and they had a great spirit of creativity. As the years went on, we would just keep on doing some really creative ideas. If someone had an idea and we thought it would really work, we'd run with it. I'm thinking like in 2005, when the movie The Passion of the Christ came out, someone had the idea, why don't we rent out a local theater and buy out all the seats, and we'll take a pilgrimage to the theater, and we'll walk to the theater, and we'll see the film. So we found a theater about 2.5 miles away, and that year, all the sophomores, juniors, and seniors walked to the theater and walked back. And I remember people from the outside saying, "Are you crazy? Aren't you afraid they're going to run away?" And I said, "Absolutely not. You know, we get the cooperation of our students," and it was a fabulous day. And that's the type of experience that we had, you know, as we move forward. And I'm thinking of other things. We canceled our prom in 2005, 2006, and at first people thought, "Oh, how could you have a school without a prom?" And the seniors got it. I think they really got it that year, and they came up with a great idea about a dinner cruise around Manhattan. You know, no limousines, no prom dresses, just time to be together as a class. Or when we came up with the idea of going to Disney, imagine 500 seniors on planes going to Disney. And again, people on the outside said, "Are you crazy?" And we said, "No, we know our students and the cooperation we get from them." So the ability to say yes when an idea comes along, that's what we found, that's what I find to be the great moments. I think the other great moments have been when we've been together as a class, as a school. We put up the cross in front of school, and I think it was 1993, and we said, let's get all the students outside. Now, in those days, our student body was about 1,600. We still do it to this day. So now we have all of our students, 2,600 outside, plus about 300 students from St. Martin's come over for that day of the Triumph of the Cross. To see over 3,000 students assembled for a prayer service, that's an awesome moment. The May crowning is the same way, to have everyone together, our school masses, and even in times of grief. We just had this year, our school community, we lost a 7th grader, Dylan Murphy, and just recently Max Matos was an 8th grader who died of an illness. And to see how the whole school responded to that was absolutely amazing, to come together in those moments. And there's also great happy moments too. I can't tell you how many Kellenberg weddings have gone on over the years, and to see that gathering and to see the families come together. We just had one this weekend. Ed Proctor and Nina LaMonica from class of 2007 got married. And again, it's all in the family. Ed is the nephew of Ed Solosky, one of our athletic directors who died tragically suddenly a few years ago, 2011. And, but to see those moments of grief, but also those moments of joy together, that's really what One Heart, One Mind really means. And I think that's been a great, those have been great moments. They'll continue, and as long as there's that creativity and that joy, we're really blessed here at Kellenberg.
And Brother Kenneth, you sort of touched upon it a little bit. Over the last, say, 30, 32 years, Kellenberg has evolved. The building has evolved, the building has grown, the student body has grown tremendously, the students have evolved. Talk about a little bit about the future, what the future has in store for us here at Kellenberg.
Well, we're finally catching up to the property. When we talk about school and programs, there's 3 Ps we usually talk about: personnel, program, and property. So we spent 32 years really cultivating an excellent faculty, coaching staff, counseling staff, maintenance staff, cafeteria staff. So the personnel part we've got down. We've developed our programs. The academic program is constantly reviving and renovating, and we're always asking our graduates, what do we need to do to make you better prepared for college? And we'll change our program. We'll change our curriculum if our graduates come back and tell us that they need something added onto the curriculum. No one has ever said to add more hours, more comprehensive exams in, or make the comprehensive exam 5 hours long, but they do come back and say they have never taken an exam as difficult as the comprehensive, and they are well prepared for studying in college. So we've gotten the personnel and the program down. It's time to attend to the property. So this past summer, we renovated the locker rooms. They needed it. They were 50 years old, and so we have new locker rooms for the boys and girls. We also renovated the track. this past summer. And then this coming summer, we have a parcel of land on Hempstead Turnpike that we are going to put 2 turf fields on and also 6 tennis courts, which will add to our the needs that we have for our athletic programs. We're also going to put new bleachers up on St. Matthew's Field, the main field. That's about time too. They're 60 years old. And we're going to be adding parking, which always gets a round of applause. So parking will be on the field that most people know as St. Mark's, and we'll be adding 213 parking spaces. So that's this summer's project. Next summer, we're going to totally renovate our science labs. The science department has been phenomenal in discussing how they would like to see the labs renovated. Again, we've added personnel, we've added programs to the science program. Now we just need to get the labs up to speed. So that'll be done in the summer of 2020. And then finally, we're going to put an extension behind the cafeteria in 2021, and that'll be our activities athletic center. And we're going to be able to provide more space for orchestra, for band. We'll have 2 basketball courts, cheerleading studio, dance studio, and God willing, we might even have 6 bowling lanes for the bowling team. So a lot of exciting things, but it's time. The building is over 50 years old, and it's time that we attend to the property. So those are some of the visions. And actually, right on stage here, we have a little bit more of our future. Beato, we talked about the legacy of Tobit this morning, and Beato is going to carry on the tale, and he has big paws to fill with Tobit. And with him is Anthony, who will be in the class of 2031, is it, Mr. York?
That's right.
And Anthony is the son of Peggy and Bobby York. So that's our future right there. So, right, Beato? Okay. And Beato will be welcoming, he welcomed the incoming freshmen last Saturday at orientation, and he will be here to greet many more classes in the future. So we have great things happening at Kellenberg for the future.
We certainly do. Brother Kenneth, one final question for you. If you would, in one word, discuss, or in one word, how would you describe today, the day of giving, and why?
I think the word joy. I mean, in the midst of school going on today, during lunch periods, just to go down and see the enthusiasm of the students, see the enthusiasm of the technical staff here, what they've created and what you've done today. Joy is definitely the key word. And joy is something that I think has always been part of this building. Whenever I speak to graduates of Maria Regina, they were the first owners of the building. They were the first tenants of this building. And they always, as an alumni group, have a spirit of joy, and there's a fraternity among them that it's just exceptional, and it still goes on. I was just speaking to John Spellman, who taught at Maria Regina many years ago, and his grandson is now in the 6th grade. And I was talking to him today, and I said, this building always seems to have captured that joy. I think the Kellenberg students continue that MR spirit. And he said it's very much so, because he's been around, he's watched us grow, and he sees his grandson, and his granddaughter will be here next year, and he said definitely the joy continues in the building. So I think that would capture today's spirit. Thomas Aquinas has a great phrase. He says, the good is diffusive of itself, and basically joy is diffusive of itself. Once there's a sense of joy, it grows, it effervesces. And he speaks of God's creation as diffusive of itself. It's God's goodness overflowing, abounding in the world. And I think that's the spirit that definitely was caught today, but it's every day. So many times we heard today, things at Kellenberg are caught, not taught. Father Tom talked about we teach by relationship. Atmosphere educates, not because the atmosphere is created by the relationships, it's the people. And the spirit of joy that exuded today is just an example of that true spirit, and it's really from God's goodness. When you're doing God's work, you can experience that tremendous joy. And so I'm thankful for certainly the work that you two did today. tremendous task, and the whole technical staff, and just all the work that went into planning this program today. It's really Kellenberg at its finest, so thank you for that.
Beautifully said, Brother Kenneth. You said Kellenberg at its finest. That's a great way to sum it up. And of course, today was a very fine day. So much great work happened. So many great things went on. So we would like to show you just a quick video of some of the highlights of today, the amazing things that have gone on here on our Day of Giving. So right now, let's take a look. And what an awesome video that just was. By the way, that video put together by Junior Camille Sved, who's on the ETV crew here at Kellenberg. So really just an awesome video that we just saw. Thanks to Camille for that. Now we have something that a bunch of our students have been waiting for just about all day long. During their lunch period, students today had the opportunity to participate in some raffles for different prizes, depending on their division. So Kate and I are going to go through the winners, the names of the winners right now, and we are going to start in the Latin School. For the Kellenberg sweatshirts, we have Anna Connolly and Michael Felicetti. For the Kellenberg t-shirts, we have Shanique Nunez and Matthew Gavigan. And for the Kellenberg drawstring bags, we have Christopher DeLuca and Sydney Roy.
Now moving on to the freshman division, we have a $60 tech package going to Noah Lynch and Ashley Jew, and we have a $20 gift card to the bookstore or the cafeteria going to Justin Gideon, Lauren Kelly, and Ryan Varley.
And moving right along to the sophomore division, the winner of the JBL Bluetooth speaker is Cassidy Shillingford and Audrey Belote. And the winner of the $25 gift card to Dunkin' or Chipotle is Joseph Gramando, Annabella Ginebra, and Colin Richards.
Moving on to the juniors now. For our senior sweater, we have two winners, Julian Bellardo and Emily Alter. And the Amazon Echo Dot goes to Nathan Revere, Sarah Rogerio, and Fiona McKay.
And now for the moment many of our seniors have been waiting for. The winners of the $25 Disney gift card are Elizabeth Kane and Anthony Cross. The winners of the $75 Disney gift card are Rebecca Ritter and Andrew Austin. And the winner of the $150 Disney gift card is Jessica Kane.
So
Congratulations to all our winners.
So now we're going to head on to reading some more donation shout-outs for the day. So from Michael Messina, a current senior, he says that Michael made his donation in honor of the faculty, staff, and administration of Kellenberg Memorial High School, and says, "Thank you for making the past 4 years the best years of my life." From Molly Simons, who is a member of the class of 2020, Molly donated and said, "Shout out to the ladies in the advancement office," in reference to her mom and her aunt. From Julia Froley, who is a Kellenberg Memorial faculty member, she donated and said, "May the Kellenberg family continue to grow in grace and faith." And from Gabrielle D'Amico, who is a member of the class of 2015, she donated and said, "I'm glad to be able to give back to a school that gave me so much. My 4 years here will last me a lifetime, and I'm proud to be a part of the KMHS family and watch my siblings experience the support I did." And my personal donation is in honor of a teacher who really affected my life here at Kellenberg. It's someone I look up to, Mrs. Peggy York. She's someone who helped me grow so much in my years at Kellenberg and continues to guide me and be a vessel of light to me every day. So thank you, Mrs. York.
Great. And now I'll read some donations. Robert and Loren Kuppelmeyer, our alumni and current parents. The Kuppelmeyers donated and said, "God bless the Marianist community. Go Firebirds." Eileen Duffy is a current parent. Along with her donation, Eileen said, "Keep up the great work, Kellenberg. Thank you to all of the amazing faculty and staff for their hard work." And Robin Lucas, who is an alumni parent, Robin said with her donation, "God's blessings on the Kellenberg Memorial High School family, past and present. You are exceptional." Brother Kenneth.
And I have a donation from Elizabeth Alhusen from the class of 2017. Elizabeth made her donation and said, "I will always be grateful for the many lessons, both academic and spiritual, that Kellenberg has given me. I am happy to give back to my second home." And from Kevin Burns. Kevin is an alum from 2017, and Kevin made his donation and said, "Jordan and my sister Kate are doing a great job today. Hello from my semester abroad in Rome." Kevin's studying in Rome as part of a semester abroad program. And from James and Catherine McBrien. James is a graduate from the class of 1989. His daughter graduated, and he has 2 sons in school right now. James and Catherine donated saying, "In honor of Our Lady, through whom God has provided the multitude of graces needed in our marriage, we offer our grateful support on this, our wedding anniversary today. Ad Jesum per Mariam." And from Jeff and Caitlin Harris. Jeff and Caitlin are graduates of class of 2003. Jeff is responsible for all the technical direction here today. And Jeff and Caitlin donated in honor of Peggy York, their classmate, and soon-to-be godmother to Luke's future baby brother or sister. All right. Thank you for your friendship and all the hard work and dedication you put into the day of giving. Great.
All right. Thank you so much, Brother Kenneth, for being here today. Our day of giving, it's been a great day. As we've said so many times today, this day of giving is such a team effort. It's not just Kate and I up here. It's a whole crew of people who have worked tirelessly. The planning, the production, the pre-production, everything that goes into this day is all put together by so many people. So we have a lot of thank yous to get to. We're going to start up in our advancement office. Mrs. Karen Simons, Mrs. Beth Campbell, Mrs. Erin Chickalis from the class of 1998, Mrs. Barbara Cooper, Mrs. Jennifer Cantone from the class of 1991, and the whole team up there led by Mrs. Denise Miles.
Moving on to our alumni relations, we have our director, Mr. Thomas Huggard. In our communications office, we have Mr. John Benatendi and Mr. Robert York, class of 2001. We have on our maintenance department, Mr. Kevin Hannafin and Mrs. Joanne Fowler.
And of course, we'd like to thank our carpenters who helped us put this beautiful set and desk together, Mr. Christopher Fasano, Mr. Vinny Martinez. From the music department, they helped us with our set. We'd like to thank Mr. Sean Vegas.
And from our social media and spirit department, which was a huge part of today, we'd like to thank Mr. Eric Harnish, Mrs. Trista Harnish, Mr. Doug Chaffee, class of 1997, Miss Melanie Vigario, class of 2007, Senior Natalie Capasso, Senior Anya Murphy, Senior Colleen Mulder, and Senior Elena Smith. And from our IT department, we'd like to thank Mr. James Campbell, class of 1991.
Next up is our photography crew, which has today been under the direction of Nick Castelli, who's a member of the class of 2017. Working with him were Senior Joseph Lamero and Junior Sarah Ruggiero. And before we get to our next round of thank yous, which would be our tech crew, I'd like to read an email that we received early this morning, just right after our first show of the day. It's from an alumni of the class of 2018 who did work very closely with us here when he was a student, and now he's off at college. But he wrote a very poignant note to us, so we'd like to share it. He says, "To Mr. Harris, Mr. Daddario, Mrs. York, Jordan, Kate, and all of my technical staff and crew friends. Although I cannot make a larger donation because I'm a broke college student, I am making this one to continue supporting Kellenberg. The past 4 years I've spent there have been a blast. I look back and remember all of the good times we've spent together. I also remember our very first day of giving, and so do I, and love how much we have changed it over the past few years. You can be a cameraman, the technical director, or one of the long lineage of audio engineers. However, we are all looking for one goal: to raise money to benefit Kellenberg. So keep doing what you're doing, and remember that we are leaving a lasting impact in the Kellenberg community. I look forward to seeing all of you during the summer. God bless, Shane Jackson." Shane, we thank you so much for that note. I know all of us on the crew here were very touched and grateful to hear from you. It was great. Finally, we'd like to move on to our all-star technical crew who really put this whole technical production together today. The director of our show today, Mr. Jeff Harris, class of 2003. And on a side note, I'd just like to thank Jeff for all his dedication to today. As a mentor, as a friend, he's a great guy, and he deserves a lot of credit for this great day. He puts his heart and soul into it. And Jeff, we thank you for being the director. Next, our executive producer, Mrs. Peggy York, class of 2003. Mrs. Peggy York, again, another one. She put her heart and soul into planning this day. She put all of our scripts together, did so many things behind the scenes to make sure this day was flawless. So Peggy, we thank you so much for everything you've done today, the planning. We simply couldn't have done it without you. You're the best. Our technical director, Junior Peter Gillen. Our graphics director, Senior Sarah Campbell. And our video playback was done by sophomore Emily Campbell.
Moving on to our camera crew, we had Senior Sergio Aragera. We have Junior Michael Castelli, sophomore Jeffrey Stones, and sophomore Connor Williams. And sound under the direction of Joseph Ciora, class of 2017. He was working with Junior Jake Metzner. And moving on to lights, we had sophomore Kira Atkins. Our stage manager was Alex Cruz, class of 2017. Our assistant stage manager was senior Christian Sanford. And our film editor was junior Camille Sved.
And Brother Kenneth, we would like to thank you last for your continued support of this day, of this school. Under your leadership, the school has accomplished so much, so many great things, and we thank you for all of it. We thank you for the ability and the support of this day. Without you, none of this would be possible. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
It was a pleasure with everyone, all their contributions. We can accomplish this because so many people are so involved. It's what One Heart, One Mind are all about.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Jordan, before we go, we cannot forget our class participation. As you may know, I'm a part of the class of 2018. Jordan is a part of the class of 2017.
That's right.
And our number one donor numbers was from the class of 2018. Jordan, do you want to read who was in second?
Yeah.
2017. Okay. We had first last year. And then in third was the class of 2003. So really a great showing of support by the classes.
Really awesome. And in amount-wise, class of 2018 was #1 again. So proud of us. In second place, we had class of 2003, and in third place, class of 1993. So awesome job across the board. So your participation doesn't just end tonight. You can donate at any point in time going to kellenberg.org/Day of Giving. And now I think it's time that we announce our current total. Of course, the donations can keep running, so let's announce it. We are currently exceeded our goal. We are at 1,000.
Oh, no. Definitely not.
Take it away, Jordan. Take it away.
Sure. So our current total is $127,224. We thank everyone so much. And of course, we cannot forget about our donors. We have a total donor amount of 1,008, that looks like. 1,068, sorry, I'm about 60 off. But of course, the participation we always encourage at Kate, like you said, the Day of Giving doesn't stop today. You can always donate online at our website, kellenberg.org/dayofgiving/giving, or just kellenberg.org, and you can show your support there at any time. And of course, if you've donated today, we encourage you to share it on social media. Share it with your friends and your family, anyone who you know. Show them how great Kellenberg is and why it's so important to support Kellenberg, the future of this amazing school. And on a personal note, Kate, I gotta say it's been an honor to work next to you today. It's been a great day. Couldn't have done it without you, so it's been an honor working beside you today.
Thank you for showing me the ropes. You're an old pro at this, and I'm just so grateful to work next to you. We worked together in high school on the communications club, so it's been nice to be back behind the desk with you again. So
it's been an honor. Kate, do you want to close us out for the evening?
Sure. On behalf of everyone here at Kellenberg, the entire Kellenberg family, the Marianas community, we want to thank you for watching and for anyone who donated today. So thank you so much for your support, and have a great night.
Good night.